I've been feeling sort of funny today, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm not finding the joy in my activities today. So I tried very much to let things go, to relax, to be in the present moment, and to be centered, and to remind myself what it is I am doing here as a soul, and what it is I'm doing in this lifetime, and how important I am, and it just wouldn't work. Nothing I did really gave me that sense of today is wonderful, today is a wonderful day, I love my life. And I just kept spiraling down, like feeling heavy, confused. I felt very much like I was on top of the world, but I was like stuck in my ways of trying to control everything, very much including myself, my actions, my words, what I'm gonna do. And it just stemmed from a fear that said, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I haven't done enough. That was number one. I haven't made enough progress, I haven't created enough, I haven't multitasked enough, I haven't posted enough, I haven't experimented enough, I haven't channeled enough, I haven't, and not enough. And I was just like so frustrated and angry. And finally, after numerous attempts of connecting, after some channels that calmed me right down, and I've learned over time that the law of attraction will always bring you what you're looking for in any given moment. And the channels that I was listening to very much explained, everything that I was feeling, and I figured out that it was this fear that was saying, you're not doing it right, and I have no direction, nothing's changed. And then I would proceed to see all the things that have changed. And I asked Oliver, why do I feel so heavy, and why? I know that joyfulness is the natural state of being. And, well, I'm not feeling that way. I know what it feels like to be in alignment with your true self, with your soul self, with your greater part. And I wasn't there. Even though I felt calm, I started to feel calm and peaceful eventually at some point, but I wasn't quite there. So I asked Oliver, can you just please come in and make me feel better? And he's like, nope. Straight up, nope. So I was okay, I gotta do this on my own. So how can I figure this out? And I just kept thinking about, I gotta link my mind with my heart. Like, everything I was listening to sort of pointed to my mind just running out of control. And when you're in your head, you tend to overanalyze, overthink, overdo. You're sort of run by an energy of the future or the past, and you're not really here, like present in this moment. And everything manifests itself in this moment. Everything that happens in this moment. So when you're in your head, you tend to forget that. And you make decisions in this moment based on what has happened before and what's going to happen in the future, or how you want the future to be a certain way. So I connected with Oliver and I said, can you just confirm this? Can you at least confirm that I'm on the right track here? That I need to start channeling from my... What I mean by that is that my guide, Oliver, he's come to me in the recent days, weeks, and said, listen, channeling, I've been channeling for a while, and I'm very good at it, and there's levels to connection. I haven't really practiced the high levels in the degree of trance, but I've been practicing what is a connection where I'm very like a conscious connection, and that I'm having a lot of fun with that. So Oliver came to me and he said, you know, there's always more to life. There's just an infinity to life. And so there's more to channeling than what you know. And I thought that I knew quite a bit. And he says there's a way to channel through the heart center. So when you put your awareness in your chest and your heart, there's a way to channel through that. And it very much eliminates the human mind altogether if you get really deep into it. And it is your command center of love. When you come out of love, and to me, when I say that out loud, or when I hear other people say that, or when I hear the consciousnesses that I channel say come out of love or do things with love, there is a part of me, I'm gonna say this out loud, there's a part of me that just says, this sounds so cheesy, come out of love, like what is it that exactly means? And to say come out of love or whatever, it just sounds like something made up, you know? It just sounds like, okay, I'll come out of love now. It just sounds like some fruity, frivolous sort of expression that people just throw out there to make themselves look good. So I had a dream 2 nights ago where my soul, Alme, she came in and she showed me in my dream, I had this experience of tremendous love and what it actually means to come out of love or do things with love. And I'm going to describe what it felt like to paint a picture, and I feel like it would be much better if she came in and explained, because I as a human being know what the experience was like, but for me to explain it, then I can only go so far. So I'm gonna call Alme and have her explain, not only to reinforce what I experienced, but for you at home as well, so that you can get a sense of what it is I mean. And if you have a funny feeling about the expression of come out of love or do it with love or whatever, and I know that most people probably know what that means, but I still have this skeptical part, like, I know what it is to love, I know, but the deeper sense of it and what it's actually referring to on the spiritual deeper level, that's what I'm asking for, that's what I'm talking about. So she says, so you want to know what love is? Well, that is the silliest question of all, but the most important question of all too. There is a wind chime on my balcony. And I felt like I just lost myself in it for a moment. The sound of it is so beautiful. To be in your heart center isn't just to put your awareness in there. It's to feel. And most of us are escaping how we feel because we don't like the way we feel. So when we realize we don't like the way we feel, we want to change it. And we can't quite always change our emotions as fast as we want to. To come out of love means that you lose or immerse yourself in the experience of love. And we often look for love, or loving things, or loving people. But to be in your heart center, or to be loving at all times, means generating your own love. That means you get to find love within yourself and not the outside circumstances, and that's the difference. Instead of chasing love, you become love in its absence. That is soul love. That is the essence of soul love. That is the essence of who we are. To generate love. When you start to be a generator of love, you give out an auric rhythm, like a heartbeat. And your energy pulsates like a heartbeat. And it's saying to the world, I am love. You are love. You are loved. I am loved. And you do this on an energetic level, and people around you will feel it. They will usually feel calm and peaceful and relaxed. And they'll sort of have a sense of just being. And a lot of people will feel uncomfortable with that feeling. And they will chit-chat and talk nonsense because they need to fill in that gap because it's so not what you're used to. But it's a nice feeling when you can immerse yourself in it. And if you would just allow it, it's actually a natural state of being. To feel good is your birthright. To feel good about yourself is your natural state of mind. When you want to feel better, all you really have to do is take the time out to feel and face your emotions and recognize that what you're doing is causing you to feel like this. What you're saying is causing you to feel like this. And when you don't like the feeling, you get to stop doing what it is you're doing. And you can try something else, or you can ask yourself, what would make me feel really good right now? Would it be a relaxing bath? Would it be a walk in the park? Would it be a coffee? Because sometimes that will make you feel good or better. Depending on the state of mind that you are in, when you're really, really low, a coffee will make you feel better. But when you've risen to a peaceful, calm, meditative state, a coffee will not make you feel better. It'll make you feel worse. Water would make you feel better. So depending on the state of what you're experiencing, it is very important to ask yourself, what is it that I'm learning right now? How can I go higher? And that can be frustrating sometimes, not remembering the steps. So let's review the steps. When you feel like shit, and you want to feel better, ask yourselves what it is you're doing. That's number one. What am I doing? And what it is I'm feeling. What am I feeling? Ask yourself, why am I doing this? And how do I really feel about it? And correlate the two. Now, if you have no choice, or you believe you have no choice but to do this, find a better way to get what it is you are seeking through this doing. So if you're working a crappy job, find a better job. If you believe there is no jobs, challenge yourself anyway. If you don't want to work a job at all, find out what it is you do want to do. If financial issues plague you, and you believe in yourself, and you believe that what it is you want is more important than your financial well-being, then keep to the goal and keep striving and keep doing what you are doing. But if it does not feel good, that is not the right path. So your feelings are like a guidance system. They're always telling you if you're heading in the right direction or not. So when you are doing something you don't want to do, give it up, even if it's for a few moments. And then find yourself not really participating in the activity from your mind, but participating in it with your heart. So switch levels of awareness in doing something that you just absolutely decided that you must do. And tell yourself, well, I'm going to do this now. And it doesn't feel that great, but I'm going to from now on keep an open eye for another job. Or I'm going to from now on really invest my time in all those things that matter to me. Not the mundane things that I believe I'm supposed to do. I'm going to sort of forget about those for a while, and I'm going to invest my time into what I really, really want to do. What is it that I really, really want to do? And when you don't know the answer to that, it is best then to go searching in your heart. When you take a moment for yourself and let go of the energies that were a part of you a moment ago, when it doesn't feel good, it's time to let go and start something new. When you can relax and breathe and allow yourself to do that, you can then reverse the cycle of what it is that you didn't like. And it'll feel better. You'll feel better. Moment by moment. There is a beauty in everything to be found. In the wind chime outside. In the movement of the trees and the fall of the rain. if you, for a moment even, allow yourself to see it, choose to see it, and enjoy it. How ugly it is today, but how beautiful, how mysterious. And you can tell yourself those things, but just feeling it and observing it is all that you need to really do. Without any thoughts at all about it. Whether good or bad, that's how you can come into a loving state of mind. When you allow yourself that kind of freedom, you can then allow other people that freedom. And when you can be more compassionate towards yourself, know that you will be more compassionate towards other people. When you feel not so good, ask yourself what would make you feel better. And move to that space of mind. Gently, cautiously. Because what you think might make you feel better is not always what will work for you. Sometimes you gotta step back and say to yourself, what would feel good right now? And if you hear the words while taking a bath, or you see an imagery of you climbing into the bath, or you feel like, well, I've had these few thoughts of a bath today, and that somehow is very appealing, I want you to go and take a bath. Despite the feelings that, well, no, I've got work to do. And despite the thoughts of I've already taken a bath today. Despite any fears you might have, go and see if that bath will make you feel better. And forget all the work that you were supposed to do. Because when you want to feel good, oftentimes you gotta let go of whatever it is that is making you feel ungood. And that, for you, might be the most difficult task of all, is simply letting go of that which you are doing. Even though it might be a good idea, even though it might be very important, even though it's something you're responsible for. Know that if it doesn't feel good, you just gotta go do something else until you feel better, so that you can come back and do this thing with a joyful heart. Sometimes you gotta climb up a ladder of a very high frequency state of being, and sometimes you gotta do a few really fun things before you can tackle this unfun thing from a higher perspective. Our guides often say, don't take any action unless you're in the vortex. And they mean that unless you're feeling good and aligned with who you are, Because the feeling good and the not feeling so good is an indication of your alignment with who you are, your alignment with your soul. Feelings are your guidance system of spirit within you. So when your spirit says, we are not going in this direction, and you say, yes, but we have to pay our bills today because they are due. And spirit says, no, you don't. And we say, follow spirit, even though the bills are due, even though you might get phone calls if they're not paid. Maybe there's a lesson for you there in facing your bill collectors, or maybe paying the bills isn't as important as you think that it is. And maybe there's a whole new way to pay bills that we'd rather teach you. Maybe paying bills is a thing of the past. Maybe it's an illusion. And maybe, just maybe, you don't need any of those services that those guys are providing, and you're just throwing away your money. But that is for me to decide. That is for me to know. And whatever your guidance system is guiding you to, follow the light. Follow the light. Don't follow anyone else but yourself. Don't give yourself any predictions of evil doings or retaliation. Trust yourself. Trust yourself ultimately. Trust in who you are. Trust that you know the way home. Trust that you know that when you can't see the bigger picture, which is what we often experience, that something is right behind you and has the grander picture and has the bigger sense of you, and taps you on the shoulder and says, I know, I see that you're digging this hole for yourself to poop in, but there's actually a whole lot of holes over there already dug for you, and we're actually trying to fertilize that side of the river. So maybe if you can move your butt over there, we could just get the bigger picture going. So when something arises that feels not so good, know that it's your higher self tapping you on the shoulder saying, can we maybe go in a different direction? There's something better for you to focus on. And the fruits of that labor are much more effective. When you listen to your inner guidance and you listen to your emotions and what feels good, there is a sense of opening. There's a sense of I am so much more than this physical body. I am simply here for a moment in time to experience love. So if you're not experiencing love, you're sort of not really living up to the expectation. That's not really true. You're not fulfilling your purpose. So it's not going to feel good. When you're not in a state of loving existence within yourself, at least within yourself, and sometimes with others, you feel uneasy. You feel like something's missing. You feel like you're chasing something. You feel like you're not really all here. And you know it. You know it energetically, mentally, physically, on an emotional level, on a subconscious level. All parts of you know. Okay? Radar. The alarm bells are going off, and your mind tries to figure out everything for you, because this is how you've been functioning this lifetime. And you've been taught this over millennia, that your mind is, what runs the ticker. but it doesn't quite work. And we've got wisdom and intelligence coming in that is teaching us how to make it work. And it's easy. You just listen to your heart. So when you can do things based on what feels good, like right now, if I were to make a decision that I rather say only those things that feel good, and if I were to just abandon this entire topic, just like that. And some of you at this point might get frustrated. This is a point where you get frustrated because this is now the decision to let something go. But if I made the decision that, you know what? I'm gonna talk in a way where it feels fantastic, where I'm expressing myself, where I am smiling and feeling good, and I want to be able to say whatever I want to say, and I want it to be passionate, and I want it to come from the heart. And when you allow yourself to do that, when you come from like the very core of your heart center, when you feel your heart and your heart center, the deepness of you, it feels expanded. It feels like it's out to here in moments. You feel like a bigger than life character. You feel like you can do anything. Your heart just swells and fills because suddenly you are focusing on that which is the true you, the you that loves, and not the you that thinks. So the you that loves knows how to love. It knows, or he, she, the presence, the all that is, the God within you, the universe itself, comes out and it's like all-knowing. It knows through love exactly how to love any situation, any person. It releases all judgment and it embraces situations, negative or positive. It sees the good in people. It fills you up with a feeling of well-being. So the way it works is when you put your attention or your focus on your heart, it swells up so much that you just can't help but to pour love out of you. And then you become that beacon of love. You then become the source of love in its absence. And when you can feel good about what you're doing in any given time, even though you need to do this thing, you're going to choose to do it in a different way because it's going to come from the heart. So you can still garden, but you can garden in a way where it's mental. You're following a book and you're sort of doing a routine or learning it in a way where somebody else is teaching you, or sort of trying to do it intuitively. And intuition is linked from the heart. But when you simply say to yourself, love is my intention here. Love is my perspective. I'm going to garden in a way that is loving. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what I'm going to do. But it's not about the doing. And this is my intention. This is what I'm setting my intention to. And you can do the same. You can experiment at home for 5 minutes. Just decide to follow your heart and see what it is. Observe yourself what it is you choose to do. So while I garden, I'm going to put my focus as love. So my directive, my intention, my goal is to come from the heart while I garden. And you would then follow whatever good feelings came to you. If you suddenly 2 minutes into it realize, I don't really want to garden. I'd rather go for a walk. Or I want to sing. I don't really sing, but I kind of feel like exploring that today. And when that feeling slows down and you slow down, you sort of are going to get that feeling where, okay, I expanded my heart. I came from the heart. And now I'm going to release that energy. Understand that your heart can only expand so much, and then it feels like it's too much. And then it's sort of gonna want to, like a heartbeat, collapse on itself. So it's gonna sort of calm down, and it's gonna release that energy too. And that is the cycle of life. You expand, then you contract, then you expand, then you contract. So know that when you're in a rut, you're probably contracting. And that's okay. Make it okay to feel not so good. Make it okay for you to find better ways to feel better. Make it okay to have a bath in the middle of the day for no reason at all. Make it okay to feel good in the bath. Make it okay to feel good for no reason. That is very much a key. Make it okay to do special and nice things for you, even though there is no occasion. Make it okay to celebrate who you are, even though it's not your birthday. Make it okay to say nice things to people for no reason. Make it okay to do that for yourself. Make it okay to tell yourself that you look beautiful, even though you haven't done anything special today that would cause you to normally say that. Because those things make you feel good. Whenever you are nice to yourself, and by nice I mean approving, allowing, seeing the good in yourself. Whenever you experience love for yourself, you bring about change. When you don't feel very loving towards yourself, some parts of you are going to experience irritation and negative feelings. So if you can find an excuse to tell yourself you're very beautiful, see if that puts a smile on your face. If you choose to say, I'm really a wonderful human being. Even though I'm not rich, even though I don't volunteer, even though I haven't rescued a dog ever, even though I don't feed the homeless, I'm really a wonderful human being because I love. And even if you don't feel that you're very loving, you are loving. All of you, on some level, experience love within yourself. Even the smallest consciousness human being will experience self-love at some point. All of you are being good to yourselves.